Mari. I'm your mentor, Mari, and this is Forex 101. In this lesson, we'll be taking on a trend indicator called the Directional Movement Index, otherwise known as the DMI. It works on all time frames and can be applied to any asset. The DMI measures trend strength and direction by comparing current price with the historical price range. DMI can not only be used in trending markets, but ranging markets as well. Let's take a look at how we can use the Directional Movement Index to find trading opportunities within the market. All right, you guys, so we are back again here on the daily chart for USD JPY, and I'm going to be showing you how you can utilize the DMI indicator to find entries on your trade and determine when the market is most volatile. So let's scroll up here to indicators, and I'm going to type in DMI. We have it here as one of my favorited indicators, the Directional Movement Index. Let's go ahead and click that once, add it to the chart. Now, I know in the last class, we went over the parabolic SAR, and that is an indicator that doesn't really need to be adjusted when it comes to the inputs. However, with the DMI, there are a couple of inputs that I personally use. So that is what I'm going to show you today. So now that we have the DMI here on our screen, I'm just going to scroll over here to the settings tab, go to inputs, and I'm going to change the ADX smoothing to 1 and the DI length to 5. Now, when it comes to the style, for the ADX, I'm just going to leave it pink and thicken the line. Our DI plus, you guys, is going to represent buyers in the market. So I'm going to change this to green. Also going to make it thicker. And then our DI minus actually represents sellers in the market. So I'm going to make this the color red. I'm also going to thicken the line. And you guys, since pink and red are fairly close in color, I'm going to change the ADX to white. Let's go ahead and press OK. And now let me tell you guys how to actually read this indicator. So the DMI essentially tells us when momentum is shifting within the market. So let's zoom in, and I'm going to break this down. So since the green line represents buyers, right? Whenever you see the green line on top of the red line, that is going to be an indication to buy. Green line over red line, buy. All right, you guys. So again, when we have the green line crossing above the red line, that is an indication or a signal to get into this trade for a buy. Now, it would be the opposite for a sell, you guys. So when you see the red line crossing above the green line, that lets us know that sellers are in control and you should be entering in for sell positions in this market. So red line over green line. Is a sell. Right? So for a final time, I want to reiterate, when you have your red line crossing above your green line, this is an indication to sell. Okay, so we talked about the green line, we talked about the red line, but what about the white line? What does that do? What does that represent? You guys, the white line is actually the ADX, the average directional movement indicator. And this is the indicator that's actually going to tell us about the momentum that's occurring within the market. And with this indicator, you guys, you know that price has a lot of momentum or a lot of volatility if you see it cross above the 25 line. So let me go ahead and plot that here. Go here to the coordinates. We're going to make this 25. And then I'm going to actually make this a dotted line. So now that we have plotted the 25 line here on our DMI, you guys, whenever you see the white line cross above the 25, you know that there's actually an influx of momentum occurring within the market during that time. So you guys, anything under 25, whenever this white line is below this 25 dotted line, you can assume that this is an absent or a weak trend, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and plot a few other lines here. So let's change the coordinates of this one to 50. And then the next one to 75. And the next one at 100. So you guys, you can think of this as like 4 different levels of volatility in the market. So let me label this. Between 0 and 25, you guys, this is going to be a weak trend. Now, between the 25 and the 50, you guys know that we're gaining momentum, and this is actually a pretty strong trend. All right. Now, between the 50 and the 75, you know that this is a very strong trend, right? Very strong trend. And finally, you guys, if you see the ADX go 75 or above, you know that this is an extremely strong trend. So as of right now, you guys can see we have the ADX up here between the 75 and the 100. So we know that price is currently in an extremely strong uptrend. The reason I know we're in an uptrend is because I can see here that our green line is above our red line, letting me know that buyers are currently in control. So let's take a look at how the DMI indicator could be used with the naked chart. So first things first, if you take a look down here at the DMI, you can see that we actually had the red line and green line cross, literally right over here. So this is where our green line and our red line officially crossed. Up here at the top, we actually had a flat bottom candle. And you guys, this candle was, I would say, about a medium-sized candle. So if you were just going off the naked chart, I guess this could have been a great entry. But if we're just going according to our DMI, we would have wanted to wait until we saw our white ADX crossing above our 25 dotted line before we even got in for this buy. And as you guys can see, that actually happened on the next candle here. Once this candle closed, if I zoom in on the DMI, you can see that the ADX had already crossed above the 25. And since the candle closed there, that was our indication that this was a strong buy trend. Now, if you guys take a look at this ADX, you can see it only got higher and higher and higher, right? And if we take a look at the top, we can see that price only got higher and higher and higher, right? We had a lot of flat bottom candles. Do you see how many flat bottom candles we have here? And on top of that, a lot of these candles are medium to large size. So these are all great confirmations letting us know that there's a lot of buyers momentum in the market. So if there's buyers momentum in the market, are we going to place a trade for a sell? No, that makes no sense, right? We are going to get into this trade for a buy. Let's go over here and look at this short-term sell that happened. So first off, we had our DMI's cross, right? Right here at this candle. That was the first cross. But if you look at the top, you will see that that is a doji candle, and our ADX is still below our 25 dotted line. Now, if we would have been patient and waited until the next candle, we would have gotten a flat top, medium-sized body candle, right? And we would have got our ADX to cross above our 25. So you guys, this was an indication for us to go ahead and get into this trade for a sell. Now, just like pretty much any other indicator, this is going to be best used as a confirmation for what you already think price is going to do. And it's best to use this indicator once you have identified the overall trend of the market. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to reiterate it, but I'm literally going to drill this into you guys' head because I want you guys to make money. I don't want you guys to lose money, okay? I know that's kind of a part of the game, but the more money I can keep in your pockets, the happier I will be. So with that being said, I'm going to reiterate again, the trend is your friend. So if you guys see that the market is in an overall uptrend, it would not make sense for you to get in on any of these sell signals. Literally, you would just be waiting for a buy signal like this one. I don't care how much momentum you think that the move is going to have in the downward direction. If you know that the market is in an uptrend, only trade buys. Only look for buys. I don't care what the indicator is doing. We are going to work smarter, not harder. And we are going to keep our coins right there in our pockets, right there in our wallets where they should be. But yeah, you guys, this is another easy indicator to understand. Honestly, I don't know. Actually, I take that back. There is an indicator that we're going to get to that is a little more complex, but most of these indicators that I'm showing you guys are super simple, especially for the beginner trader to actually go ahead and apply to their charts, apply to their trading, and see profits. So that is all I have for this training. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. But until then, I'll see you in the next class. That concludes this lesson. If you have any questions or remarks, please join my discussion board and make them known. Feel free to follow me on social media and leave this emoji under a recent post for a follow back. Thanks again for tuning in to Money with Mari, and I'll see you on the next episode of Forex 101.